Right.
And really it's all around this technique that's called, I think it's called spelling. And it's basically they have a letter board in front of them and they like point to the letters to basically
Mm-hmm.
communicate. And what they did in a bunch of these were, I call them single blind tests, where the facilitator, so the person who helps the person with autism, would look at something and focus in on it. And the person with autism, without seeing what they were doing, with no verbal communication, no eye contact, no nothing, would spell out what the person was looking
Right.
at, like cat, dog, a number, blah, 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 whatever. And really, she goes into it a fair amount because the way that she describes it in the podcast is that this community, people in this group, like it's kind of something that everybody knows but nobody talks about because it creates a stigma around it.
Right.
And interestingly enough, it's those that are in like deeply religious communities that have the biggest problem with it because they don't see it as a natural gift or a gift from God. They think it's more demons and those kind of things.
Which
And
is wild.
which
Like
is
that.
wild because we've had this discussion, like the whatever, the higher power, God, like it's consciousness, right? Like
Right.
it's being a part of something bigger than yourself, which I would think would fall directly in line with religion.
Right.
And so what's happened is that spelling as a communication tool has been largely, I don't want to say discredited or debunked, but it's been challenged by the governing bodies of like teachers and those kind of things to basically say it's not a legitimate form of communication.
But they have the gate program and shit.
Right, exactly. And so basically, she talks about the gatekeeping of information on both sides,
Right.
meaning the authorities and the community itself,
Mm-hmm.
because of fear around like funding going away and things like that, like very real life kind of consequences around this stuff. So, your skepticism or your immediate like ears perking up, like this is something that they wouldn't let out. Well, anybody can publish a podcast for free, Cliff, like
Right.
we do.
Right.
So, like, and
If they were
I
if they
think
were
it's been
verbal,
buried for a lot. I think it's
if
been
they
buried.
were verbal, they'd be drugging those kids.
Oh, no doubt.